right, y'all ready to go? Hello. All right, how are y'all? Hey, we've already missed 1 month of the year. It's February 2nd, if y'all don't know. 1 month is already gone, so let's have a little bit more energy. So, how are you? That's a little bit better. So, 1 month down, look up. Do you know your numbers? Do you know where you're going this year? If you don't, I want you to think about it, because this year is going to have some significant challenges, interesting turns, and I don't say challenges in the market's going to be going down. There's going to be challenges per person production, which means you're going to have to work smarter and harder this year, and I'm going to cover with you why. So, we have Fisher Homes here. They're going to come up and talk about some of their neighborhoods, and let's give them a great round of applause for everything that's in the kitchen. Get kicked off. There you are with your introduction and your logo.
All right, thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Nicole Ramdeen, and this is my partner, Greg Fitzgerald. And we're here to represent Fisher Homes. We want to thank you for taking time out of your morning to spend, some time with us. We're only going to take about 10 minutes just to share some information about what we have to offer, and then also what Fisher Homes can do to benefit you when you sell one of our homes in our communities. Henry D. Lane Fisher founded Fisher Homes 35 years ago. We're fairly new to the Atlanta market. We've been here for a couple of years, but we're already in 18 communities in the short time that we've been here. One of the great things about Fisher Homes too is when the economic downturn took place, we were actually one of the few builders that were still growing during that time. In fact, Fisher Homes hasn't been in a community where we started it and not finished it. You guys, I'm sure, saw a lot of that, where there's a lot of communities where people started to build. There's 3 houses and the rest of the community is a forest. So that's one of the great things about us. So when you're talking to your customers about Fisher Homes, sometimes people are a little bit nervous about new construction, especially when it's a company that they're not familiar with. They can rest assured that Fisher Homes is going to be here to stay. As I mentioned, we build in 18 communities, and we have 3 of them here in Cumming, and then we also have 1 in Cherokee County. We build at Barrett Landing, Gates at Castleberry, also at Carriage Post, and then we're also building an Echelon that's over in Cherokee County. Our houses, they range pretty much from the low 300s up to over $1 million in our Echelon community. And our floor plans range anywhere from 2,000 square feet and go all the way up to over 4,000 square feet in our Grand Estates collection. Fisher Homes is also a builder of choice. By that, what I mean is we give our customers lots of options in terms of personalizing their home. The majority of our floor plans allow you to add sunrooms. You can also add a guest suite. You can expand a room to change it from a dining room to a study or something like that. And we have a lot of choices when it comes to choosing your selections. Our design center is state of the art. It's right here in Vinings. All of our customers that purchase our contract to build homes actually spend a day at our design center with one of our design consultants, choosing everything in their house, from their brick on their house to the shingles on the roof and everything in between. So again, we give you a lot of choices. Most builders, as you know, when you go in, you kind of can't change anything, but with us, you do have a lot of different options to choose from. Another important fact about Fisher Homes is our customer satisfaction. We actually survey our customers 3 times within the first year of being a homeowner with us. 98% of our customers actually said that they would recommend us to friends and family. And that's huge in this industry, simply because sometimes it's hard to make folks happy, especially when you're dealing with new construction and the building process. With us, the building process does take about 4 to 5 months from start of construction, but we also have market homes in all of our communities that are available for immediate move-in or even within the next 30 to 90 days. Okay. All right, so enough about us. As a realtor, I'd like to know what's in it for you. So everybody should have one of these postcards. Who here needs a vacation? Who here would love a Ritz-Carlton vacation? The great incentive that we've got at Fisher Homes is if you sell 2 of our houses within a 6-month period, we actually give you a $1,000 Ritz gift card and a $750 voucher that you can use to fly whatever destination you choose. The way that it works is from January 1st to July 31st. If you sell 2 homes, you qualify. Then it starts again from August 1st to December 31st. So the great thing about that is, and you can use it whenever you want to. So again, if you want to go to Italy, or if you just want to go to Buckhead, you know, do a staycation, so to speak, I mean, it's a great incentive that we have. Again, and also, how many builders do you guys know that actually pay commission up front on a contract to build? None, right? So who would like to be paid sooner rather than later? That's always an incentive. I mean, we're all in this to make money, and it'd be fantastic to not have to wait 4 to 5 months for that contract to build to actually be paid. So Fisher Homes is one of the only builders I know of that actually pays commission up front. So essentially, once certain milestones are met, like once they've actually gone to selections, chosen everything for their home, obtained loan approval, things of that nature, you actually will be paid for your commission in advance, and that's fantastic. So again, thank everybody for letting me speak. I wanted to open up the floor to see if anybody had any questions that we could answer about Fisher Homes or. Yes,
Where'd
sir.
you see the design center? You mentioned Connie.
Findings?
Which one of these,
You know what, it may not show up on the map because those are our actual communities.
It's
Yeah,
at,
so it's off the
Paces Ferry,
Paces
285. Okay.
And we've got a big old Fisher Homes on the side of the building. You can't miss it as soon as you get off 285. What other questions can I answer for you guys? We do. We actually have ranches, 2 stories, and ranches I know are hard to come by. So we're one of the few builders that actually still do ranches. In fact, in Barrett Landing right now, we're about to open up our new phase, so we're going to have more home sites available for slabs.
You can see all of our floor plans on our website, fisherhomes.com, and also detailed versions of our floor plans, more detailed than the few we gave you.
Yeah,
We'll
because
show you a lot of the framing options and things going on each floor plan.
and the framing options are great too, because again, sometimes the house may have everything that a person wants, but they want to study. Well, you know what? I don't use a formal living room. I would rather have a study. We can do that. Folks who have elderly parents or guests who visit from out of town that want to have their own separate space, we can actually create a guest room out of a room that normally wouldn't be used. Most of our ranch plans also allow you to add a bonus room above it. So you can add a couple more bedrooms, bathrooms, a loft area, storage area. Our garages typically allow you to do an expansion. So again, if you're not doing a basement, you've got extra space in your garage because we've expanded for that space.
We're definitely not custom builders. We do offer a lot of options for your customer, your clients to personalize their house. And they're kind of built-in customizations that we do that are, and you can see most of them on the website.
The website shows all the different options. Yes.
So the overlook in Alpharetta, does it have basement lots available?
Well, the echelon, we do. We've got 15 home sites and we've got 3 spec homes that we're building there right now.
So yeah, we have basically 3 communities here in Cumming. One's off Castleberry Road, Castleberry, Barrett Landing's off of Kelly Mill Road, and Carriage Post off Coast Road.
So they're all close, you know, in this area.
And out of those, Barrett Landing's the one to offer ranch.
The one at Gates of Cascade, we have,
Well, you know what? I have a couple of home sites left that can do ranches at Gates.
it's tough to find home sites on Fitter Ranch, Barrett Landing, certainly do. I think we have still a couple left in Gates of Cascade.
In Barrett Landing, once we open the new phase, we'll have more available.
How many homes are in that community?
Barrett Landing, we still have a couple more phases to go. We estimate that we'll have 90 to 95 homes there.
Total. Thank you.
And Barrett Landing is also our only swim tennis community. Next year, by the next swim season, we'll have our swim tennis in Cabana.
Anything else?
How far built out are you in that community?
Which one? Barrett? Third, maybe? Third?
Have any of you guys been to a Fisher community before? Okay. Oh,
That's
okay.
where you go, right? That means I'm good.
And they have some nice boys.
We did this. Great. Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate your time and come out and visit us, okay?
I do want to go ahead and do a drawing though. We got a gift card to give away.
No, we don't want to.
All right, we're gonna let the boss do it.
All right, who wants it? Well, look at this, Alita Dozier. We're not And I'm gonna go ahead and draw since this is, 1 month's already gone, so this will be for 1 month's dues. Who wants that? Nobody? All right, here we go. It doesn't start with Jim. Beth.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, so this is what I want you guys to think about. How how phenomenal are you at the listing presentation? Let me see a show of hands of who would be proud to stand up here right now and tell everybody in this room what your listing presentation is. Raise your hand. Okay, here's the bottom line. What you need to think about is this. You have got to get better at what you do. You've got to sit there and go, why would I not want to go up there and tell everybody what my listing presentation is? I've been working with agents over the last couple of weeks, and really who can tell me what are the three differentiation points and be very specific in this? Just tell me the three words or three definitions, not three definitions, but the three lines of what makes you unique, as everybody that's in this room has a unique opportunity to sell something that the brokerage, the company provides for them that makes them different from other agents in the field. Who can tell me what those three things are?
Is specific just to this office?
Yes.
Go to the office.
Every one of you has three unique opportunities to sell
international.
against the competition, and they're very specific. Who can tell me what they are?
Employee to agent ratio.
Agent to staff ratio.
If you say it once, you gotta say them all three. And everybody in here should know that.
International reach.
Wait, Terry? Okay,
That's
there's 4 points. So here's what I want you guys to think about. We are in the process of changing some of the numbers, but you really need to know what are the talking points that you need to have. And there's really 4. There's 3 that the company provides everybody in here, and then there's one additional one, and that's the story of you. And the 3 points that we offer is 1, the agent to staff ratio, which is when you really look at it, you go, hey, for one office, we've got 13 people on staff to represent 175 agents. There's no other office in the Atlanta area that has 13 people on staff out of that one office. Typically, they have a corporate office that serves multiple offices with that. So that is a very unique opportunity to sell to the consumer. The second one is international reach. We're in 78 different countries. We have a website that covers 27 countries and 16 different languages. When you're talking international exposure, no other real estate company has the international exposure that you do, and that comes down to getting the word out on that home, and that is important to the seller if you make it important to the seller. And the third one is our internet marketing execution that we pay for and provide on the back side of you, and there's different levels that go with that. There's a letter in the company's listing presentation that we provide for everybody. And all you gotta do is go read that. There's a little simple paragraphs. It's a letter I wrote to the consumer, basically going, hey, if I'm a consumer, why would I want to care list with this person that's with Results Realty Services? Makes it very simple for you. The fourth one comes down to you. And you've got to have your story about why somebody should list with you. So if you went into competition with everybody in this room, you'd all have the 3 points to talk about, but the fourth one that's going to be the most impactful one is you. And that's where most agents fail. So I just want you to think about that. I'm going to be pushing on that. I mean, making that a part of the conversation moving forward, because every one of y'all should have been raising your hand. Really, if you're sales professionals in real estate, you should have said, I'm more than happy to sit there and tell my listing presentation. I have it down pat. And I want you to think about that. That's where you should be. We're going to help you get there. Now, move on. Oh, by the way, I do have a song queued up for you. Here's how good I want you to know your listing presentation. Here's where you need to be. I want you to walk in that listing presentation. I want you to be thinking, oh my God, I am so good. But this is my song when I think of me competing with all the other agents out there. Well, you missed the beginning part. Turn it up, Hyro. Come on.
I don't know why it's so loud. Oh, God. Turn up everything.
Okay, it's MC Hammer. What is the MC Hammer
You
song?
touched it.
You can't touch this. So when you go out there, thanks, Hyro.
I know. It's coming back on.
Is it coming back on?
Yeah, it will.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's totally coming back on.
I was working on that. I'm watching the Fisher people. How am I going to introduce this song? Hyro is queued up over there. So have y'all heard the MC Hammer song, You Can't Touch This? There's certain things that drive me. Like last time we were in here, I talked about, what's that song? Too Legit, right? Gets me pumped up for music. But sometimes when I'm going out to talk about business or going up against other people, I love that song, You Can't Touch This. And Hyro, I don't think that it's not going to be touching the screen up there. All right. But here's the thing. it is official. I put it out on YouTube last week and out on Facebook. We are number 9 in units and gross commissions for all of the United States for Century 21 offices. So, and that's the one thing. You guys going out there and killing it in the final 6 months, because we started off at about the 18 to 24 mark, and we edged up and edged up and edged up through the year. And I was very nervous about it because California and Florida tend to surge in the last couple of months, and we actually surged and they didn't. So we went up and beat some of the longest offices that have been in the system, that have been in the top 10, and all of a sudden we went out there and went smack, we're in. So it was great, and I'm looking forward to it. So March 17th through the 20th down in Orlando. You can't see the whole slide. March 17th to 20th is the global conference. And we will be acknowledged up on stage with that. And if you want to go, I can tell you we've got 7 or 8 people going right now. It is going to be a great time. And also the good thing is, it is a business expense that you can write off. But if you want to learn more about what Century 21 brings and power behind you, it is a good opportunity to go have fun, go see things from a whole different perspective, and kind of check out what you got behind you in addition to everything else. So, but great job, number 9 units and gross commissions. Mr. Zuloff, come on up and enlighten us. Come on up and enlighten us with what's going on in the mortgage industry.
There's no time like.
Okay.
That's right. Come on. Well, it's good to see some new faces out there and some old ones. Anyways,
That's not a good beginning.
anyways, coming into the year, we all kind of expected rates to go up, right? The Fed's raised prime for the first time. The Fed's fund rate went up 1/4 point. We're all expecting, 4.25, 4.5 on a 30-year fix, but just take reason, take all that stuff, throw it out the window, and rates actually did the opposite. They went down a little bit. So 30-year rates right now are actually under 4 still. I priced one out the other day at 3.75 on 30-year fix, conventional. FHA 3.375 on a 30-year fix with no points.
That's awesome.
15-year fix 2.99 under 3%. That's outstanding. It was definitely unexpected, to say the least, for rates to do that. But I'm not going to complain. My phone was ringing for a couple of refis yesterday, so definitely not going to complain about it. But rates are great right now. I would still sell fear. I mean, they are going to go. I'm going to stick a blip on the radar, but
Okay, look.
I mean, come on.
Let's be clear though, why the rates took a dive or stayed about the same, maybe a little lower than what everybody anticipated. Because that's important for y'all to know, because had things stayed status quo, then the rates would have been going up. What would have stayed status quo that would have made the rates go up at this point in time? Not up dramatically, just 8 to 1/4%. Anybody? Oil. Right after they announced the
Stock market.
stock market, everything's driven by the world economy right now. And when the oil prices kept going down, I think it was like 2 days after they raised the Fed funds rate, oil went down to whatever the lowest mark that it was. All of a sudden that goes out there. Then you got fears that happen, and people go, oh my God, what's that going to do to the overall industry? I talked to some Miami brokers. They said the upper market that's coming from international money down in Miami has all of a sudden just come to a drying, there's no more coming into it. So now they're worried about the downward pressure on the, 600 and up. So they're upper, and when I say upper, I'm talking $4 to $10 million, and those are dropping down. And so above $1 million is getting very stringent in Miami. Over in Louisiana and Texas, you've got the oil that's dried up over there. The price has gone down. People have lost their jobs. All of a sudden, housing has gone down. So you've got weird things that are going on. It's driven by oil prices, the world economy, and what's going on out there. And all of that, if everything had stayed at or above where it was in those factors, you probably would have seen mortgage rates pick up just a little bit. Not that they'd be up at 5% or anything, but you should have had a direct effect like that. Stock market went down, watching all the other things going on around the world and stuff. So there's a lot of fears that are going on out there from investors. Our stock market was up around 18 to 30, down to 15,
Down 3,000 points almost. So yeah, your 401k took a hit, but hey, you can get a a cheap mortgage rate, so. You can drive your car now. And go figure.
Especially yours, Jeff.
Yeah, we go all get electric cars and then gas prices drop. I mean, that's one of the reasons we got electric, so. But, you know.
How's that Tesla stock doing?
It's gonna be great. So,
I don't like the fact that she sat there and just laughed like, how's that doing? Boy, you're smart.
I gotta say, I don't even know what the price of a gallon is. I haven't had to stop in a while at a gas station, so. it's
There is a
kinda
convenience factor, isn't
cool.
there?
There is, plugging in at home. So,
Oh.
But, no, one thing to mention besides rates is FHA. There's a nice thing that's kind of cool now. We did have to get the termite letter. Now it's only if it's written into the contract that you need a termite letter, then we don't need it anymore. Those have been kind of a pain in your side. Don't have to deal with it anymore. If you write it in the contract, you need it. If you don't, then we're good. So that's a good thing.
I'll tell you, everything changed everything.
Up, down, FHA, VA does this,
What
so,
are 5-1s doing today?
2.5.
It's 2.5 on a 5-1 arm, what about 7-1?
2.75.
Some good stuff.
7 years, locked in, not gonna change. Amortized over 30 years, low payment. Good stuff.
Anything else?
Now, just, one quick story. I hadn't seen this happen before. I've done this for over 12 years, and the buyer's agent and the buyer meet the appraiser out there, and they're telling them all these things they want fixed on the house, and opened up a huge can of worms. So this would have been appraised as an as-is house, and so I get it back and it says subject to completion. I'm like, what completion? And now all of a sudden the underwriter wants to see the inspection report. You know, it's just a nightmare. So do yourself a favor. Some of you are new in here. Don't ever meet the appraiser out there and give them a list of things you want fixed on the house. Just word of the wise. Because now I'm pissed today. I got to jump through hoops. We're calling inspectors, structural engineers. You know, they're thinking the back porch is falling off. So learn from others. Learn from others. So that's my speech.
Very motivating. I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome back to our wonderful home here, Miss Kimberly Handler. Raise your hand. Kimberly was with Home Bank when we first met her, then she got her license with us, and we're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Moving on into fine wine and sales time. Fine wine, we're gonna have Friday, February 19th. You have a sheet on your desk in front of you. We have Trademark and we have Home Warranty of America that are sponsoring this. It'll be, I don't know how fine the wine is really gonna be, but we're calling it fine wine because if it's free, that's pretty fine, right?
I'm in charge of the appetizers.
Well, we know the appetizers are gonna be fine. That's great. So, anything you want to say about it?
I know that Cindy has to travel. I think there's some special organic wines that she's picking up. So if you're able to RSVP by Friday, that would be great, just so she knows how much to get. Of course, we're certainly not going to turn away anybody that doesn't RSVP then. We look forward to it.
Thank you.
Focus training, on right in front of you, you have the calendar of what's going on for the next 2 weeks in here. This week, we've got tomorrow live listing presentation of price from the class that went out on the field trip the last time. And here's what I want you guys to think about. We are going to keep introducing this stuff to get you over the hump, to get you over your fears, and to get you into an environment that if you want to just push yourself, maybe you haven't done Calling Expires, maybe you haven't done Calling Sphere of Influence. How can we help get you engaged and overcome your things that are holding you back? So on these days, like tomorrow and Thursday, you can come in from 9 to 9:30. You don't have to take the class. You can come in 9 to 9:30 and do script practice. 9:30 to 10:30 is actually prospecting. We go make calls to sell. Y'all should do that. Prospecting is a good thing. So we're going to make it very easy for you. So then on Thursday, contracts class. For focus, but again, 9 to 9:30, and then 10:30 to or 9:30 to 10:30 is prospecting, and then on Friday 9 to 10 I'll be doing a market trends and pricing strategy for 9 to 10, and that'll be focused on what should you be looking at, how can you identify the trends in your neighborhood and in your high school district, and how does that relate to threshold pricing. So if you want to come in for that, it'll be a 1-hour session. And moving on. Any questions or comments? We're gonna make sure that you're connected in, so the 2-week calendar is right in front of you. Make sure that you keep that. And I'll be sending a link out. This calendar will now be updated every 2 weeks to make sure that we're current. And send out in a link, but you can go to imaresultsagent.com, and it is the company calendar that has all this information. Yes?
Just the focus training contracts on Thursday, and from 10:30 to 1 is contract. It's not an inspection class.
Oh. You're inspecting contracts, see?
Calvin's doing an inspection class though,
Next week.
next week.
I got those confused, huh? But I forgot to take that out of the end.
And the 13th is Saturday, isn't it? So.
No,
Okay.
it's Slaughter Day.
Water.
What is Slaughter Day? I'm glad you caught that. This is SWATA.
Okay.
SWATA is a Mike Ferry trained agent that is in our leads management that is now coming in on Saturdays to help agents overcome their fears and the cold call with them. Which, by the way, this weekend we had our first SWATA Day reenacted. We had 5 people in here, and how was it, SWATA?
It was awesome. We have a listing appointment set. Rosa was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do now? I said, follow up and go. But I had some agents that they actually asked me how successfully they can add a listing of a month. But I said, okay, if you call 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, can you set 1 listing appointment a week? That would be 4 listings appointments a month. If you take 2 listings out of 4, that's a 50% closing ratio. That's 2 listings a month. Can you do it? Can we do 1 listing a month? That's a half of what I just said. That's your 12 additional sales in a year.
And what we're doing is, by the way, Heather, were you here?
I was here.
Yes.
And what did Heather say at the end of it? I actually kind of enjoyed it. Maybe do something I haven't really been doing.
I enjoy torturing people, so it's fine. You thought you were gonna be lazy and not talk to anybody. I'm just getting like so funny, like somebody will hang up, so I'll be like, call back. So I'm like, call back.
And by the way, the more that you do it, the less fear you have, the easier it becomes, the more efficient you get at the language, the easier it is to overcome the things that we know you're going to hear. The objections are all the same. And how many objections can somebody have about real estate laws? Small number. You just got to get better at overcoming those objections. So we'll be doing that every other Saturday. So make sure that you get engaged and take the time to just start doing things that you may not be doing that can hold up your bank account. FMLS stats. Let's get into this. There's some interesting stuff that has happened. I've got the notes written down there, but my interesting thoughts go along with this. New homes are spiking and will continue to be a force more than ever. So I went around to Gwinnett, I went to Forsyth, I went to North Fulton. What I noticed is the pendings and the actives on the new homes has gone up percentage-wise over resales. And this is going to get more and more and more as you see more dirt that's turning over. The builders are not selling through their neighborhoods like they were without building an inventory before. Now they're having to build 5 or 6 homes in a neighborhood to start getting traffic there to sell the different variable stages of construction, just like what you heard here at Fisher. So this is going to become your new day. What I want you to realize is the market over the last 6 months went up in numbers over last year, but there's more new home sales. And you've had a spike out. Louis, how many agents, how many realtors in the 400 Northport have we increased?
By
Percentage
22%.
22%. So here's what I want you to think about. The numbers around here went up about 12 to 15%. Yet the realtors that joined that doesn't include the realtors, the people that are not realtors. So the people that joined the 400 Northport, we have had a 22% increase. Yet your numbers have only increased 15%. And some of those numbers were by new homes, which if you're sitting in here, that's not including you. So I want you to think about that. That's where I'm telling you the per person production is going to get harder for you to accept. The market's going to be going up, but each sale is going to be driven by more people out there competing against you and new home construction competing against you. So you gotta work harder and smarter this year, and don't sit there and go, oh my God, the market's getting so much better. I can sit back and relax. No, the game is gonna be more challenging, and you gotta wrap your head around that as the numbers increase. And that's what I'm gonna stay focused on, is going, what's the percentage of new homes versus resales, and how many new agents have we had enter the market that's your new competition? And you gotta sit there and think about it. And you gotta really challenge yourself to do the things that you haven't been doing. So Heather, how much did you do last year in business?
Almost 9.
Almost 9 million in production. That's a pretty darn good year for an individual. Y'all agree? She said, you know what, I have got to pick up my game this year. I cannot sit back and rest on laurels of last year and expect that to happen again. Last year, she said, I'm not going to do all that stuff. This year, she's saying, you know what, I want to do better than last year. I know I have to. And she's made a commitment, and I've seen her step up and do things, so it'd be good to watch that. A $9 million producer in here on Swatter Day, and in here going, what do I got to do marketing wise? What can I spend? Where's the most effective use of my time, money, and what do I got to be working on? We sat down and started working on our listing presentation. So everything's going to have to come together for you this year. You're going to have to do things you didn't have to do. But this year will be the year that you can make more money than you ever dreamed possible if you get your head wrapped around those things. And every one of you should be raising your hand going, I'm ready to do the listing presentation in front of all these people. That's where you should be. All right, prices have increased such that there's not much affordable housing to be found in certain pockets, like around Forsyth South, Forsyth specifically. It's hard to be a first-time home buyer and find anything in this area to buy, unless maybe it's a attached type construction. Big increases in units sold. December was a big month for December, a 12% increase in units sold for Atlanta. You're gonna have to work harder and smarter, period, and just think about that. I want you to just wrap your head around that. I put some notes down here for you if you took a little blurb out of this and went and shared it online, shared it with your friends, shared it with your listings. New construction is the thing to leverage to get people to price their homes right, or to do the things they didn't really want to do to get it sold. And the higher price you go, the more demanding those buyers will be, period. Makes sense. Yes? Any questions? Turn the page over. I want to make your job so darn easy. If you go out on a listing appointment, you're in Forsyth, Gwinnett, North Fulton, or any area, what I wanted to do is square off areas that we primarily work in. Forsyth, Gwinnett, North Fulton. And kind of look at that and go, wow, how much difference. You hear all these good things going on, but if you look down at Fulton, area 13 and 14, one side of the street one side of 400 is area 13, the other side is area 14. Basically a $45,000 gap in price of average price in between the two areas. And so I want you to look at the reason I want to line these off is if you look at the different areas and you go, wow, look at the days on the market, look at the average price, and look at the units sold. And start to really own your area that you live in so that when you're talking listings, most people are going to say, well, let's just look at Forsyth and how great it's been going. You got to segment it down and go, if you're up in North Forsyth, know what you got to talk about up there and the challenges that they have versus down here. If you're in North Fulton, either side of 400, it makes a big difference. School districts, all those things have to come into where you got to know your numbers, you got to know the struggle, and you got to know how to communicate to those people and drive that price to get it to sell. So this gives you everything on here. Any questions or comments on that, on FMLS? Use and share whatever you can to help get your prices right. I want you guys to think about this. This is what's going to be coming down the market here. There are still many homeowners in the wrong home. As life events have affected their living situation, they will naturally be seeking to find the right home. Here's an opportunity, big opportunity. So when you look at that, you go, okay, why have homeowners purchased a home? Down here, 35%, the biggest thing, lifestyle, marriage, having a child, retirement, downsizing, empty nesting, all those things go into a lifestyle change. You're going to have this where people have had pent up demand. I saw a graph that showed that over the last 6 years, the average time that somebody lived in a home used to be 6 years for pent up demand of their lifestyle changes. Over the last 4 to 5 years, that went up to 9 to 10 years. It spiked up to 10 years on average. So you think about what we went through. People got stuck in their homes. Spiked up to 10, and then this last year it dropped down to 9. So now all of a sudden you're going to have people that were buying their homes back in 2005, 6, 7, and those will be the ones that you want to start paying attention to. Their lifestyle, their lives have changed. They're gonna be thinking about moving. Are you gonna be the one that entices them to get out there and start looking around? Or is somebody else gonna do that for them? And that's what I want you to kind of focus on. You're gonna know friends, you're gonna know neighborhoods. You can go out there and start getting people to think about their lifestyle moves. You can go and see when homes were sold on tax records. You can do some research to go in there and say, hey, there is an opportunity in this. I have to get people thinking about their next move. And guess what? A lot of people are gonna be moving within the area that they were living right now. They're gonna be moving up, moving down, moving laterally, staying in the same area. Those double end deals can be very profitable for you, but you gotta get them to decide to go out and look with you first. I want you to think about that. You've got to stimulate people to do the next decision. New home sales, I want you guys to think about this. You can see back a couple of years ago, June of 2014, there weren't that many new home starts. You're seeing that spike up, and I don't think you're gonna see that going back down. I think that number is gonna keep going up. And as builders get hypersensitive about question marks in the economy, they're gonna start leveraging incentives, and you're gonna have to know those so that your listings will get at a much better price. Number of home sales through January, this is where we ended up in 2015, about 4.82 million home sales. That's pretty darn good. Y'all agree with that? Yes. So where are we gonna go in 2016? I don't think anybody can tell you 100% certainty, but what I can tell you is this. As a company, here's what we saw happen with our numbers over the last 2 months. When we look at our numbers in the last 2 months of open contracts, I'm gonna tell you what open contracts are. Open contracts are any contract that was written in a given month. Not that they're closing that month. Any contract that was written in a given month. Even if they terminate. So you could Kimberly could write a contract today and that would count as one open contract. It terminates tomorrow. We still count that as an open contract for that month. Okay? Last year we had about 90 open contracts. This year we've had 138 for January. That is a huge spike up. Okay? So that's in our given area. Now think about that though. We have about 60 more agents. What does that mean for you? Percentage-wise, we've had a good spike up. The demand seems to be, I've talked to numerous agents that through December, they were going, oh my God, what's the next year going to be like? And in January, they're busting loose. And so the energy is really pumping out there right now. It's like we're having an early spring market, and that's what I want you to think about. So inventory is really low. Spring market's pulling forward. If you're not out there getting your lion's share right now, you need to get out there and start working your tail off. Otherwise, you're going to be left in the dust. And that's what I want you guys to think about. I think this year's going to be a great year. Look at this. For people that are looking, going, I'm going to wait for the deal. I think I'm going to get a foreclosure. You might have that opportunity in New Mexico. You might have it in Florida. You might have it in New York and Maine. But in Georgia, you've got less than 0.7% of the homes that are in the foreclosure process.
What'd you say, how many?
0.7%. It's dark green. Dark green means, hey, you're good. You're in the best area possible. So Georgia is dark green on foreclosures and future foreclosures. So should a buyer wait? No. The percentage opportunity for a buyer to get a foreclosure or get a better deal is not good. So I would not, and you'll be sending all these charts out so you can share them with your friends and clients and stuff. If I had somebody that's saying, I'm gonna wait for the next deal, I want a foreclosure, it's not the state to be waiting in. Who can tell me why Georgia might be one of the better clean states for foreclosures? We have an attorney in here. We have a non-judicial and we have a judicial system for foreclosures. Georgia is what? Non-judicial. Florida is judicial. You hear people in Florida going, I haven't made a payment on my home in 2 years. Right? That's because they're judicial, so they got to go through the whole process. Here in Georgia, you're in and out. It could. What's the quickest time somebody can be foreclosed on by a bank?
They could be.
30, 60?
Yeah, 30 to 60.
I mean, once you're 30 days behind, the bank can go ahead and move forward. Yes.
When I was living in Florida, my next door neighbor lived over 4 years without making a payment. On a brand new house.
4 years without making a payment.
Florida, right in Vero Beach, right?
So you don't have that here. Here's what happened. People will hear stories down in Florida and not know that it's a judicial state, so it's a totally different process. Georgia's clean and clean. So you don't have to have that whole big process. So it's very important that you guys know that. So if somebody goes, I'm just going to wait on the next foreclosure wave here in Georgia, it ain't gonna happen. Okay? Mortgage rates, here's what the predictions are. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, MBA, and NAR. Mortgage Bankers Association is what that is. 4.1, 4.25, 4.45, 4.63. That's through the year. That's the average of them. So, and you can see over here Fannie Mae, which I'd say of the ones that I'd pay close attention, I think Fannie Mae would be a very good one, and they're saying it's only going to increase to 4.1%. Over here, you got 4.9% by NAR. Selling fear.
Yeah.
Those realtors, go for it. Oh, helps me 5.5.
Tell them the higher number, but we hope for the lower.
But here's the deal. We're in a cycle, right? So does oil cycle just like real estate, just like the stock market? Yeah, so it's in a cycle. It's going to start going up at some point in time, which by the way, if you want to invest in oil, now you're time to invest in oil. When the price is lower, is that, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't buy high, sell low.
Buy low, sell high.
You don't buy high, sell low. You buy low, sell low.
So it's a good time. Yeah. So it'll be going through the cycle, and all you gotta do is go, hey, it is gonna be turning, and when it does, do you think it'll take a year for it to turn? I don't think so. I think it'll happen a little faster than that, and then you'll start to see those mortgage rates go back in the direction creeping up. So now we have, to me, an artificially thing that no one expected to happen, and interest rates dropping. It is a gold mine out here for you. So be prepared for it. Mortgage rates by Freddie Mac, they're anticipating going to 4.7. Which group is most sensitive to interest rates? First-time home buyers. So who has the biggest opportunity right now? The opportunity right now is for first-time home buyers and getting them stimulated between here and summer to jump out and make a move. And by the way, I was interested in this. I don't know if I've got one of the charts in here, but do you know which one of the, I know I do. You know which one? This one right here. I found this interesting. The tide has turned. So back here in 2011, after 3 or 4 years of hearing real estate's going down, real estate's going down, real estate's going down, real estate's going down. Everybody that was a millennial coming up at that time had nothing positive to think about real estate. But now the last 3 to 4 years, what have we heard? Real estate's going up, demand's going up, price is going through the roof, demand's going up, price is going through the roof. And all of a sudden, you see the millennial ages, 18 to 34, has all of a sudden shifted their thought process and said, hey, you know what? Now I do believe that owning a home is part of the American dream. And they're the most price sensitive to mortgage rates. So what I want you to think about is going, how many friends do you guys know, if you're young, you know friends that are gonna be first time home buyers. Justin came to me yesterday and said, hey, I want to start marketing myself to a lot of my friends that are, Justin goes to college at Georgia Tech, right?
Justin, who said you should be a first-time home buyer aficionado?
No.
Who gave you that idea? Did you give me any credit? Did you give me credit? Just kidding, I'm just kidding. But he is, that's gonna be his hit, that's him. He's gonna get them all. Everybody from Georgia Tech is gonna buy from Justin.
That's a great opportunity for them. How many people here, I mean, let's see a show of hands. How many people are below 30?
How do you feel? I've got some shoes that are below 30.
This will be, okay. So, from 0 to 30, we have 1.
So low.
Yeah.
That's actually at the sales meeting.
I'm gonna go out and look at it. What about 30 to 40?
Oh, you're, see, two, I mean, there's two.
We have 4, 5.
He's 30 to 40.
5 or 6. 30 to 40. What about 40 to 50?
And then we got the old fart group.
Okay. I'm not gonna ask any further. I know. Congratulations to the rest of you.
Exactly.
That's what I want you guys to think about. If you're 40s and above, then you need to be thinking about my friends that have kids that are getting to graduate college. How many, and start segmenting it out, because you have a great opportunity in the next 6 months to really hit it while it's hot. because mortgage rates are gonna be down, artificially low, being held down by the world economy. That will change and turn around in time. It's going through the cycle.
Does it really matter though? Because Bernie's gonna give everybody a house.
And through college. You know, it took me a while to understand feel the burden. I know feeling the burden today. What a run, that was pretty wild. So, but think about it. Go back to your sphere of influence and go, hey, let me look at the people that I know that have children that are in their 20s. And maybe I should come up with a marketing thing that I can reach out to them and call them. By the way, if you're going to be reaching out to people, should you just do a mail or should you just do an email or should you actually pick up the phone or go visit them in their home?
All the above.
Well, all of the above, yeah, but your highest, by the way, your highest and cheapest way is a phone call and a face-to-face visit, right? That doesn't cost you anything. If you're being passive, you can send out the postcards or email, but that's very passive, okay? Take a proactive stance and go, hey, there are opportunities out there for young people and the millennials, and their psychology has changed around owning real estate. So it is prime. It has never been as prime as it is right now for that. This is one that I love. And I would wear out to a millennial that hadn't really thought about it like this before. This is a $250,000 home. And every one of the people, all of these sectors are predicting that from here moving forward, the lowest amount that the price should appreciate on the home is around 3%. So what they did is they said, okay, we're going to calculate out if nothing else changed and we took a $250,000 home, then over the next 7 years, what was it? 5 years, what would that price have done? No other factors. So this doesn't mean the equity that you paid down, doesn't mean the interest that you wrote off. What would you have amounted in that point in time? $42,075. Here's what I want you to think about. That's just the price factor and the equity built up from the prices going up just 3%. Okay? Now what happens when you're paying that note down? Let's see if I can, yep, all right. So your principal, you're paying down, right? Right? So how much more? Do you think you might have another 10,000? Because at the front end, it's not going to go down that much, but over 5 years, 10 to 15,000. Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah.
Pay attention to
It's tricky out there. Sign up for his free house. Another buyer should right over there.
Jeff, you get a loan on a home, you pay $250 for it. Over the next 5 years, about how much principal would you pay down just a normal thing?
Not much.
$10,000? Okay.
Maybe.
So another 10K in principal. What about interest? What happens with the interest?
You get to write it off.
Right? So then your deduction.
For now, you do.
Well, yeah, until Bernie.
Until Bernie takes that away.
Yeah, well, they'll give you free the whole house. Well, but they don't give you a house.
You write it off. You're separate.
Jeff, I'm gonna ask you a question.
I didn't say that was fun. I'm here.
What would you guesstimate an interest write-off for, your average person would be on a $250,000 home, right? About how much interest write-off per year do you think that would amount to in the first 5 years?
Well, I mean, if you figure per year, you're probably gonna write off 10 to 12,000 in interest, right? And depending on your tax bracket, you might get 20% back, right?
Okay, so that would be over that 5 year split, that'd be about 50,000 written off.
50,000, yeah, that's fair.
So I want you to think, I want all y'all think about this. If you were to go out there and start educating people and going, hey, this is a simple chart to work from. This is based off just the next 3% appreciation in the home. You have 42,000, your principal would go down about another 10,000, which you get 52,000. Then you're writing off about 50,000 in interest on your taxes. Times 20%, that's about another $10,000. So just off doing the normal things, you'd have about $62,000. So is it better to rent when the rent rate's going up so much, or is it better to buy? Just off those numbers right there, it's a no-brainer, right? When I saw this, I'm going, no, wait a minute, there's something to this, and if you guys can leverage this stuff and go, hey, let me go out there and confidently talk with somebody and educate them. If you have friends that you can go out there and say, hey, I'd love to sit down and talk with you before I talk to your child. Let me just kind of show you why it might be the most advantageous thing, because I'm going to tell you this. The child might not have good credit. The child might not have the down payment, but there might be a parent that says, you know what, I will help my child buy a home if you go out there and communicate right with them. There's been a lot of parents that have bought homes for their kids over the last 3 to 5 years because of the investment opportunity. I can tell you when I was 19 years old, my mother helped me buy my first home. And God, what a mess that was. Kevin Salisbury lived with me, and then we had black and pink wallpaper. I thought it was great.
The funniest part was us trying to redo the floors. Remember that? The belt sander?
So we had
Going the wrong way.
we had a party. We had a party, and it was quite a party. And
That's a surprise.
Kevin's mom and my mom came over, and we had, I'm not kidding you, we had not done one dish in that house after months of being there. And literally, I'm telling you, the dishes were like that high out of the sink. And our mothers came over there and said, well, y'all are having a party, you just can't do it. And they sat there and cleaned our whole house. Oh, that's so nice. So it was a 3-bedroom ranch with 1 bath. We had 100 people coming over to this party. We called Tim Wiggly, and he brought over a porta potty from the construction site he was working. And then stayed out there for 3 months.
I never missed it.
How hard was that pot?
Mom's didn't clean out.
I don't think everybody went in there.
All right, so we're at the end here. So, is this stuff that you can leverage and use?
Yes.
Yes. Are you at all thinking in line with this? Because you've got to really think strategically at this point in time to go, hey, where is the market that I really need to focus on? If you're in the senior range, you've got people that have been in their big homes long enough. They're thinking about downsizing. So Dee, you were thinking about downsizing. What was going through your head when you're going, why should I downsize? What were they? What were the
Why
reasons?
should I?
Yes.
Yard work.
Yard work.
I want to stop doing yard work. I want to stop paying the utility bills that I'm paying. You know, there's a lot of factors a lot of reasons to move.
Maintenance upcoming.
Of course, there's a lot of reasons to stay too. I'm sorry, let me call you, don't call me. I'll call you when I'm ready.
Hey, but is that not a real reaction by some people?
Oh, yeah.
You know, hey, I
And
want
I
to
said,
kind of
"Great,
wait.
I'll touch base next week."
I want to wait. I want to see what happens
Well, I'll
with
call
the world
you.
economy. I want to see what happens with the election. There's always a reason to wait. But you've got to leverage this stuff to have them understand why now might be the best opportunity for them. By the way, that market is hot, hot, hot. We were at a meeting recently, and they had the guy from the Orchards up there talking, and over on Highway 9, they have a new neighborhood that just went in over there. They haven't really built the inventory, and they've already sold 30 homes on the empty nester over 55 product.
I think they sell like 100 of them in the first 3 or 4 months of 20 Point last year.
Crazy over
Yeah,
here.
the Orchard's out to the slaying it. They got a great product.
Yeah.
At $300,000 to $370,000, they got a hell of a great.
But have you
Oh,
seen too, what else is going up like hotcakes around here? Storage units.
Yeah.
So all these
Yeah.
people, I don't know if it's they don't want to part with their belongings, but there's got to be a coalition between all the folks downsizing
Yeah.
towards orchards and all these freaking mini warehouses.
Well, if you look at all the homes that are being built here, a lot of them are slabs, and people aren't going to have storage in the basements. So it's a natural thing. You look at all the new construction, a lot of them coming out now are on slabs. So that's going to drive people to go, hey, this market's already underserved with storage. Most of the ones that I talk to, they're 90+% full all the time, all the time.
I want one. I want to buy one.
It's great. By the way, right around here, it's nuts. You know, they're right now, right behind us. You got 125,000 square feet of shopping space that's supposed to go in. Hilton's supposed to go in back here. It's on the 10 acres right behind us. Across the street, they were looking to put another hotel in. That got pulled away, but it's nuts. You got a round community going in right down here. It's gonna be crazy around here. And you're seeing that all over the place. So be in the market and study the numbers. I'm gonna encourage you guys to do this. If you don't wanna call expireds, come in here in the mornings. On the days on the calendars that says, hey, 9 to 9:30 and then 9:30 to 10:30 prospecting. If you don't wanna call expireds, we'll help you call sphere of influence. But you need to be calling somebody, right? And if you don't have a sphere of influence, we need to help you grow a sphere of influence, which requires what? Calling people that don't know you, who get them to know you. Right? Hey, by the way, what are the two most important things in this business?
Money.
So far, nobody wanted a listening presentation, and nobody knows the two things that real. I'm just gonna ask. Hey, you know what's great? Is y'all still doing very well. Y'all really get these things. I mean, I tell you, once we got things about I want y'all to think about it very basically. One, how many people do you know that know you as a professional realtor? That's one, and that's a tough one. And by the way, if you don't know enough people, then you have one choice. You have to go out there and find enough people to get to know you as a professional realtor. Simple? That's one, number one. Second one is work.
Don't feel the burn. You have to
Work every day.
Second one is
work.
how good or bad do you sound to the people that know you as a realtor? That's it. We're all fighting for the same business out there, and those are the only two things that matter. How many people know you as a realtor? Not how many people know you socially, not how many people know you as a drinking buddy, how many people know you as a professional realtor, and then how good or bad do you sound to them? And all I want you to do is think about that. And if you don't believe it, the ones that are the best, they're out there, you know, the highest people that make over $1 million a year, they scripted, they practiced, they role played, they did all the things that most people don't really want to do. Oh, I'll wing it. You don't wing it and have big success consistently over time. You got to work at it. So, yes.
So this is what I need y'all to teach me. I need to know. I know a million people. I know a million people though from, I mean, honestly, from social, from partying, from this, from that. I need all those people to know me as Heather Buyer, gangster real estate agent. So how do you convert, seriously, all those people that I know, all of them, seriously, into people that really know me as a real estate person? Do I go knock on all their doors and be like, hey, I mean.
Well, I'm saying that down to 1.5 million people, you know, really in your sphere of influence, if you went and said, hey, let me see how many people I really know. When you're really segmented down, the people that are going to do business with you are the ones that know you the best. Right. So I'd start with those. And out of the million, you probably know 25 to 50 really well. And then the others, you know, here's my test. Here's what I think of. Anybody that you go, hey, this needs to be where I start from in my database of calling and maybe doing pop buys and visiting them face to face and really creating that high relationship content, right? 25 to 50 would be the number. And I'd go, of the people in my database, who are the ones that would be excited to hear from me when I call and say, hey, this is Heather Buyer or Terry Swan, whatever. I will not call my friends and say, hey, this is Heather Buyer.
You can give me a house.
Insert your name here.
You sell
But
something.
how many people of that list would be excited to hear from you and you'd be able to have a good relationship conversations? And that's going to narrow that list down very quickly.
Okay.
And you got to be real with yourself. Of those million people, some of them hate you. That's just the reality.
Seriously, they might.
But I mean, you're real.
977.
So I don't care. I don't care how many people you know. What I care about is the high relationship that you've got with a certain number of them, that you can focus on those people in a high relationship content. That's phone calls and going visiting and starting from there.
So you take.
Those are going to be the people that are going to be your you know, Heather Gangster friends, referral base. You know, start there and work out. You can do the email look, I've heard of people. I've got an email list and I email newsletters and stuff to 2,500 people. How much of your business has come from that? I don't think any. I mean, seriously. Yeah, you talk to a squatter that goes,
commission.
Hey, she went from making $18,000 a year to making 85,000 in gross commissions the very first year here. She didn't have a sphere of influence. What she had was a phone and a script and a passion. She said, I know what I gotta do. I'm gonna follow this plan right here. She went out there and did it. Where 90% of the agents will never want to do that. It's not easy to do it, but I'm telling you, that can be a great add-on for your business while you're working the referrals. Because when I say number one, how many people know you as a professional realtor? A lot of you go, I really don't want to work with my friends. Well, then you don't feel confident enough in yourself, because I always looked at it and said, I want to be working with my friends, because if I'm not working with them, then they're probably working with somebody that just wants to get in their pocket and is not going to serve them right. I'm going to deliver the highest level of content to my friends, period. So I want to protect them. That's how I always looked at it. And if you go, I don't want to work with my friends, then you're just not confident in your game enough, period. So think about that. So, number one is what? How many people know you as a professional realtor? Number two is, how good or bad do you sound to those people that know you as a professional realtor? Only two things that matter. I want you thinking about that. We're going to be adding things on. So if you look over the list of things we're offering as a company, you've got 2 or 3 days that you can come in here and script practice and prospect to your sphere of influence or expires. And then on Fridays, I'll be in here, it'll either be every other Friday, or this is the second week I'm going to do pricing and market trends analysis. We're going to try and do things to help get you more educated so that you can expand out and you can do more things so you work smarter first and then harder, okay? It's up to you to take advantage of the things that we offer, but we're not throwing it out there just for grins and giggles. We're going to keep the calendar in front of you to keep reminding you to get you in here. We're going to keep the good content out there when you keep growing. 1750 is our goal for this year, 1750 units, 10.5 GCI, and we'll get to 200 net agents by the end of the year, good agents. So we'll get to 200 pretty quickly, gross, and then we're going to go in there and have to trim some back. We're going to trim 10 to 15 people and go, hey, who are the ones, because real estate's expensive. We don't want people just hanging on and going, hey, I'm going to write y'all a check. I want check writers. What I want is people committed to getting better, wherever that is. You don't have to go out there and say 12, 20, whatever closings. I want you getting better every day. Period, wherever you are in your walk. So let's do it together. Let's make the numbers work and get your goals right. And let's go out there and kill this year, because it's there. Woo! Any questions? Let's go kick ass today.
All right.